Hi, my name is Janine Johnson, and I am the host of the Green Table Talk. Jaleesa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to share my story.
You donated your liver, Ian, to Jessica.
Like, I listed everything and he just turned and looked at me and was like, okay.
Continue doing you, continue raising awareness, continue to make everybody feel good and feel comfortable speaking out for themselves. Welcome to the Green Table Talk. I am your host, Janine Johnson. Today, I am sitting with my good friend, Edward. Edward, welcome back to the show.
No, thank you so much, Janine. It's so great to see you, and I'm so glad to be back.
Yes. So a lot has happened since the last time I've seen you. Just to let everybody know, this is an episode from the Where Are They Now series. And as I've just mentioned, I've interviewed Edward before. When I first interviewed you, that was October 2022.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Time flies.
I know, right? Wow. October 2022. And at that time, you were just about to celebrate, I believe it was your 14th anniversary at that time. So you were just about to celebrate it. Right? And so since then, a lot has happened. So I want to follow up with you, touch base, and see how life is post kidney transplant and, how things are going along with your Why Not initiative. Actually, before we start, let me just give a breakdown to our audience. You have a lot of credits to your name. I have them out here on paper because I didn't want to miss anything. So Edward is a 2-time kidney transplant recipient, a healthcare advocate, motivational speaker, a youth empowerment coach with over 15 years of experience, both professional and as a patient. Edward is also the founder and executive director of the Why Not Foundation. Why Not stands for Youth Needing Organ and Tissue Transplants. And he serves as kidney health and wellness educator at Emory University Rollins School of Public Health in Atlanta, Georgia. That is a lot.
Wow. It sounds like a lot, but ultimately all I am is a community servant and a proud dad, as you can see by my hat. So all the other stuff it may sound good, but yeah, I'm just a community servant trying to make a difference, trying to fulfill my purpose in life.
Beautiful, beautiful. And on top of everything else, you are a dad first and foremost. So that's a blessing right there in itself.
Hey, amen. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yes, excellent.
Yep.
So tell me, last time I spoke to you, like I said, 2022, you're celebrating your anniversary. Since then, what's been going on?
Wow. It's been a whirlwind, but yeah, since we last spoke, which I got very fond memories of our conversation. Back then, I think I was celebrating like my 14th year kidney transplant anniversary. And thanks to my donor, Leanne, she was a deceased donor, but when asked, she said yes to becoming an organ and tissue donor. So I'm very grateful for her, and still is to this very day. But since then, over the years, my kidney function just kept on decreasing, declining. I knew the possibility of me having to be relisted at some point or be retransplanted was a high probability, but all my nephrologists and doctors tried to do over the last three years was just to slow down the progression, and which they were able to. Last August of 2025, that's when my kidney function had dropped below, I want to say like 14, and I was close to having to start dialysis, and they was telling me to encourage people to start getting tested for living donors, and which I did, and the person closest to me, she found out about it, and she went and got tested on her own.
Now, hold on. Before we give that big surprise, let me find out from you. You found out that, you're going to have to, start asking around again and see if we can find someone to be a donor. What's going through your mind at this time? Were you thinking, I might not be able to find someone this time around? Were you thinking, it's okay, God is good, this is going to work out? Were you thinking, what was going through your mind?
Definitely. To be honest with you, at that time, I was going through a dark time in my life, a darker time in my life, as I had just lost some close loved ones and friends both due to some kidney failure, and had
Mhm.
lost a brother back in I believe it was had lost a brother to cancer, like esophageal cancer that he found out abruptly, and then it within like 6 months of him finding out, he was gone, and I lost mentees and stuff to like kidney failure and stuff like that. So much was going on during that time, and then for me to have to experience what I was going through, I was more so still grieving the loss of those loved ones, and I was like, man, whatever happens to me, happens to me. I'm just grateful to still, if I have to start dialysis, to still have a chance to be on dialysis.
Mhm.
These individuals had just as much greatness on their lives and had so much promise in the future, and they're no longer here. And so
That's difficult.
I couldn't
That's
really think about myself at that time. To be honest, like I said, I'm in total transfer. I couldn't really think about myself at the time and what I was going through because I still was grieving. I was just thankful for the years I did have. Uh, and I was able to, like,
wow.
yeah, years I did have
Mhm.
with that gift of life. So yeah, that was my thought
Wow.
process then.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about the loss. My sympathies to you on that. That's difficult to be going through, yeah, to be grieving and then also grieving the loss of your kidney, knowing that you're going through the decline in your kidney function. That's difficult. I'm sorry you had to go through that. And what about
Absolutely.
your wife during this time? Like, how was she? I mean, I know you have a daughter, and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
was she coping with everything at this time?
That part was tough. Like I said, I have a young 2-year-old daughter right now and had a child on the way. Uh, uh, so it's tough, but teamwork makes the dream work. She was staying strong for me, staying strong for the family, and we like whatever we got to do, we got to do. So if
Hmm.
it was dialysis or if it was getting tested, like, whatever we have to do, we gonna get through it together. So
Hmm.
we definitely bonded over it. But
I love that.
yeah, yeah,
That's nice. I love
yeah.
that. And it's
But
true, like your support system too, right? Once you
absolutely.
have a strong support system, they're there to help you, stand strong when you're feeling weak, when you're feeling, low, right? So yes, teamwork definitely makes the dream work. And, you have to have a strong support system, which is very important, especially when you're going through a situation like this. So now you're being told that you've got to start looking around and putting the word out there and try to get a new donor. And so you've reached out to all your family members, or how did you go about doing that?
Like I said, still at that point in time, I really didn't reach out to anyone. I told very few people close to me, like my mother, the chairman of my foundation, and certain the people close around me that I was possibly in need of a transplant, but I never really asked anyone to get tested this time around because it took me a while to get over the fact that when I originally got sick back in college, way back when, had I started asking a lot of people, oh, to donate kidneys, and I had all these friends. I was younger, had all these friends and family, close family back then, and I was asking them to get tested, and people was like, they said they would, but they wouldn't, and those who I would have done it for them if the roles were flipped, they wouldn't get tested, and I can understand. I'm like, man, you know, I'm stuck on this machine. I'm back at home
Mhm.
from college. My life is real, and I'm like, you can't even go get tested for me, and it took me a while to like to heal and to get over the fact that they.
Mhm.
So this time around, I didn't want to give myself that. I didn't want to feel that need of someone who could not getting tested. So I kind of kept it to myself and said,
Mhm.
Lord, you handle it. If I gotta get on the transplant list, I will. I mean, those who I tell that I need a new kidney, if they step up on their own to get tested, fine. But I really didn't ask nobody to get tested this time around because of
Do you
that.
think it's fear? Do you think it was fear of lack of knowledge, lack of education as to why people, didn't want to get tested? They're thinking, because I know a lot of people thought when I was asking that it will reduce their life expectancy. If they donated to me, then, it's reducing their life expectancy, which obviously we know is not true. But what do you think it was that,
Uh,
prevented people from coming out? Even to this
outside,
day, really.
yeah, outside of what I told myself, I guess to make me feel better, or I truly feel about my heart, outside of purpose, it had to happen that way for me. Things for me to be who I am in my journey to be the way it is have evolved. But outside of that, I really don't know. I still don't know to this day. I still don't know because people I was who were some of the toughest people I know seemed like they were afraid of needles when it came to going to get some blood work done or got 100,000 tattoos. But you say something about you know, and they just
Hmm.
wouldn't do it. I don't know. I mean, that was the most hurtful part because I'm like, all you got to do is go get tested. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't know, but I'm sure the unknown and all the myths and stuff out there, and you know, played a role. But yeah, to be
Hmm.
honest, I still don't know, which still kind of
Yeah.
I healed from it over the years, but I never forgot because it's still
Yeah, it's still there in the back of your mind, right?
I sat on that dialysis machine for 3 years, nearly 3 years,
Mm.
but it made me the person who I am, gave me the platform that I have to
Hmm.
impact lives, as my shirt say. So yeah,
Why not?
uh,
Exactly.
so yeah, I'll take the positive. It happened for a
I
reason.
think you're right. I like the way you look at that.
Yeah,
The fact that that's the path that was designed for you,
yeah,
right? Like, even the hurtful parts where, your friends and whomever
yeah,
was literally saying no, they didn't want to come through for you.
yeah,
That is the path, that's the way it's supposed to fall. Because if it turned out any other way, maybe you wouldn't have your amazing organization right now. Maybe, there's a lot of,
yeah, yeah,
I like the way you look at it. That's a nice way of looking at it. It's positive. It hurts to
yeah,
think that, but in the end, everything
yeah,
happens for a reason,
yeah.
right?
But I didn't always look at it like that.
Of course.
That's how I know it was meant to happen the way it
Hmm.
did. I'm a better person. I'm a more introspective. I'm more value. I'm more value to the world
Hmm.
the way I am now versus if things would have, clicked like this and I'm back to my
Yes.
regular life. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's true. You're more value to the world now, the way things turn out. I love that.
Yeah.
I like the way you said that. That's
Yeah.
perfect. So you didn't reach out to anybody. You just told, a few people, a few close family members, to get tested if they choose to do so. And what happened? Who was the amazing person? The amazing person that was a positive match for you.
Wow. Almost bringing tears to my eyes. The woman who gave me life gave me a second chance at life. So so I'm truly thankful. If there was a machines, make sure that's if y'all got a machine with claps and
Yes.
whatever you have, make sure that's in there. If not, it's all good. But yeah, my mother, not like I know my chairman of my foundation, which I met in college when I was sick. Um, he went and got tested on his own, and so did my mother on their own. I didn't ask. It
Mm-hmm.
turns out my mother was an amazing match, and she's in her 60s or in her she was about 60 at that time, but she's like perfect match. She got great health, and she always got great health. I came from a single parent household and everything like that. So my mother was strong and stuff like that, but she had great health, and she went in like a perfect match. And there's like let's do it, and and at that time, even when she wanted to do it more than I wanted it, because as a kid, like I said, growing up in single parent household, this and that, I was the one said I was gonna become this executive or become this sports whatever and be able to get my
Mm-hmm.
mom, be able to take care of my mom. And for me to get sick, for me to be on that trajectory and then get sick, have to leave college, be stuck on a dialysis machine, have to be
Yeah.
dependent on others, it hurts. Um, so now I was able to reestablish myself and all this stuff happened. I didn't want to have to be a burden on my mom, So it took me a while to be actually accepted from her because I'm like, no, I finally,
Mm-hmm.
like, but she went through it and she was persistent on wanting to do this for me, and you know, and yeah,
That's a mom, though. That's a mom. That's how moms are, right? We always want to look out for our mom. We always want the best for our mother. We
yeah,
always want to, like that's how I feel about my
yeah,
mom,
yeah,
right? And I remember when I was going in, looking for a donor, and my mom, she was a match as well. But unfortunately, because of her age, they said that she didn't qualify. And my mom didn't care. She's like,
yeah,
listen, take my kidney. It's okay. I
yeah,
will sign any forms that I need to sign. I will completely take any type of, risk necessary. I'll remove any onus on you, meaning the hospital. I'll sign any waivers. Just let's do it. Let's just, and they thought it was very admirable of her, but unfortunately they said, no, we can't do that.
yeah,
And it hurt. She was just crushed by that. She was
yeah,
crushed. But that's what moms do. Like they're always there. They always want to help their children. They want to, stop the bleed. They want to make sure we're better. They want to make sure everything's fine with us, even if it means, giving up a kidney and
yeah,
then they can't, they're not supposed to. They
Yeah.
still want to. They'll give you the last
Yeah.
dime. They'll give you the shirt off their back. That's all. But then on the other foot, we want to do the same for our moms.
Exactly.
We want to make sure our mom's comfortable. We want to make sure our mom's taken care of. We want to make
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, it's a beautiful thing and I love it. But then at the same time, I completely understand where you're coming from as to why you were hesitant, not wanting to take it from your mom. And your mom's not going to have that. She's not going to be a perfect match and say, okay, it's okay. We'll look for somebody else. Right.
Yeah.
She's going to 100% want to be there for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And even the doctor was like, everything is great. Everything is great. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I did not, honestly, I did not want to, it had to happen the way it happened because I did not want to, I'm
Mhm.
like, you gave me enough. I don't, now I'm asking for your kidney. You
Mhm.
gave me, I don't know. One thing I tell my wife all the time, I don't like, and people, one thing I can't stand is like entitlement. And
Mhm.
like one thing I tell my mom, or one thing I tell like my mom, she gave me everything she could, and she gave me the opportunity to go off and make something of myself, become something of myself, and that's all I needed. Whatever else,
Mhm.
that's all I needed. So like I said, so at this point in time, I'm like, I don't need this. I can, I got it from here. I got it from here. I'm okay. But yeah, but here I am talking to you now. Like I said,
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
like, because of my mother. So I'm truly grateful for she's doing amazing.
That's a
I'm
beautiful
grateful.
thing.
So yeah, so woman who brought me into this world, saved my life, gave me a second chance.
Yeah. You've received this beautiful blessing. Is there anybody that stands out in particular in your mind that just you feel that just really has that special place in your heart during this journey?
Yes, yes. I would like to just thank the multiple I was multi-listed at both Ohio State Transplant Center and at Emory here in Atlanta, Georgia. So first I want to thank Ohio State for all their staff, their transplant staff and nurses and coordinators and everyone who helped me get work up there and to get on their list. Even though it didn't work out there, it was more convenient for me to have my transplant here. I truly appreciate them. They did everything for I had my first transplant, which I received at Ohio State over 17 years. So, and that's home. So I'm thankful to all the staff up there. But now I would like to give a special thanks to Emory Transplant Center here in Atlanta, Georgia. They were the staff, transplant surgeons, nurses, coordinators, the follow up, Dr. Basu, Dr. Badell, so many others who I can't name, but I know my transplant nephrologist and the transplant surgeon. Uh, they got me and my mom through surgery. We got us out living great, and I'm just happy to be an educator at the university. So I'm a part of the Emory family as well. But Emory, they've been amazing, and like I said, they truly saved my life and provided a great experience to me and my mom. So just special thank you to that whole staff at Emory Healthcare. So thank you for the opportunity to shout those individuals out.
Thank you, Emery.
Yeah.
Yay. See it did. That's good.
And Dr. Cobb, which was my local nephrologist, which was trying his best to keep me off dialysis as long as he could. So
Mhm.
Dr. Cobb and Lynette and so many. If I can name all your names, I will. But thank you so much specifically to those individuals because they truly went over and above throughout this process.
Yeah, the
Throughout
love
that
spreads to
process.
everyone. The love definitely spreads to everyone. I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you. Because everybody needs to know how you feel. Because they're all part of your journey.
Hey,
They're all
it takes a village to raise a family. It takes a village to uplift individuals. It takes a village to save lives, and they're definitely saving lives. So
Mhm.
they save minds. I'm a witness. So
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Thank you to everyone for keeping my friend Edward here with us and his mom, keeping everyone safe. Beautiful.
absolutely.
That's beautiful. I love that. So when was the surgery? When did you have the transplant?
We had it December 18th. Yeah, December
Black.
18th. Yep. So
Okay.
what the gift that kept giving.
Mm, definitely.
Best Christmas gift. So it was 4 days after her birthday. And,
Um,
and a few days before Christmas. So so I appreciate for her birthday she gave me the gift of life. So
mhm. For the second time.
good time. So yep.
Wow. And how was recovery this time around for you?
I felt it a little bit more this time. I'm a
Mhm.
little older. I'm a little older, but now I'm back great. Now I'm back great. Like I said, I'm back lifting the weights and got my appetite and yeah. So
Excellent. Excellent.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So
And your mom, how was recovery for her?
she's doing great as well. She's doing great as well. Sorry.
Hmm.
She's,
Good.
yeah, back to working and yeah.
How
She
long was she off? How long was she off work? The surgery was in December, we're April now. So how long would you say she was off recovering?
about she was off like about maybe about actually recovering from the kidney. She bounced back probably after about a month or so. If
Okay.
that she was fine. She left the hospital the next day.
Oh, wow.
Left the hospital the next day. So yeah, she's yeah,
After surgery.
surgery. Yep. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
Damn.
So she's doing great. She's back. She's back in Ohio and yeah, doing great.
Hmm. That is amazing. I love that. I love that. And
So,
so
yeah.
now, like you mentioned earlier, you're also expecting a baby as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm excited. A little baby boy at the end of the month.
Oh,
So yeah. What a way to on my recovery. What a way to
mhm.
yeah.
Definitely a lot to live for, right?
Yeah. Second chance at life.
That's
Second,
beautiful.
yeah. I'm a bliss. I'm truly thankful. So
Mhm.
that helped me through my recovery process and stuff like that. So my healing process.
Wow. Yes, of course. Of course. Wow. So, what would you tell our viewers in regards to donating and trying to get over that fear and just do what you can? Like, what would your message be to our viewers watching right now?
I would just tell people to just if you're not an organ donor, definitely register to become one. And and a lot of people ask me why should I become a registered organ tissue donor? Of course, I say why not? But
Hmm.
just think what if your family was in this situation, or your child, or your mother, or your loved one, and they needed one, and if you're able to save their life, if you know why, or if someone was able to save their life, you would want them to happen. You would want them to do that for your loved one. So if you got that same opportunity to save somebody else's life again, why not? So yeah, and all the myths and stuff like that, that's what they are, myths.
Yes.
Like I said, I received one from both a deceased and a living donor. So and here I am, and just trying to pay it back and give it forward, giving back through my charity, and just trying to be a blessing to the world. So yeah,
Love that. Love that. You summed it up perfectly, Edward. That's
yeah.
perfect.
No, thank you,
Why
thank you.
not? Why
Why not?
not
Yeah, yeah,
help others? Why
yeah, yeah.
not
Why
be
not?
that hero for someone
Yeah,
else? Not all heroes wear capes, right?
yeah,
So why
absolutely,
not?
absolutely. And just simply live life to the fullest. Life is short. So like I said, we're here for a limited time. So like I said, if you can, however you can, make a difference, whether that through the donation of donating your organ, or giving back, or anything. Just
Hmm.
throughout this process, I truly learned I learned to value the value of time, and also learned the value of presence, being present in the moment.
Hmm.
No matter what you're doing, be present in the moment. Be present with your family. Be present. Slow down. Be present. So yeah. So
I love that. That's some very that's some very strong wisdom that you're imparting on
yeah.
our guest right now, on the viewers. I love
Thank
that. That's amazing.
you.
Edward, thank you very, very much for sharing your update with us, letting us know where things stand with you right now,
Yeah.
letting us know about your amazing mom that gave you the
Uh,
gift of life twice, which is
uh,
beautiful.
uh,
And I'm glad that everyone is doing very well and everyone's recovered and everyone's back to their normal routine. I'm excited
uh,
to see pictures of your gorgeous baby. I'm just so pleased and happy for you and your family.
No, again, and thank you so much for having me. Like I said, it's truly an honor to serve on the committee, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about all the amazing things you all are doing, and yeah, well, why not continue to impact lives? Why not continue to make a difference? Why not continue to live life with purpose? Why not continue
Mhm.
just to love and treat people with kindness, and yeah, just why not have a
Kindness
great
and
day? Why not?
respect.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
All right. That's perfect. Why not?
Yes, no.
Man. Edward, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Green Table Talk, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Green table talk, hey.